Hello, everyone.
Hello.
To begin with, I want to ask you a question. When do you think we should start to learn a language? Most people say that to start a language, you'd better to start early. Can you guess when I started to learn English? I went to school I went to school earlier than my peers because my parents needed to work and I had to take care of my younger brother. Even though I went to school at probably 8 years old, I had already learned a lot of words and mathematics at home by myself. When I went to middle school, I started to learn English. So for my presentation today, I'd like to talk about my English language learning experience. Okay. Let me tell you some story about my language learning. When I started to learn English, I really liked it. I felt eager at the beginning, and I learned letters, syllables, and grammar every day. The teacher asked us to recite and memorize the vocabulary and the text, and then he would check it. This made me so bored. Personally, as far as I know, most of Chinese students learning English only was for exams, and I became reluctant to study English. Okay, and 7 years ago, because my husband decided to go to United States to study his PhD, and then I realized that the importance of learning English. And I try to watch some movies at home, such as The Friends, Hunger Games, The King's Speech, but it didn't help me improve my English. Later I worked in a restaurant, and I communicated with customers and made some new friends. It was big help for my listening and speaking. And next we came to Canada. And I was busy with taking of my family until my little girl Angela went to daycare last year. Finally, I had time to learn English at Campbellton. And I'm so fortunate to meet our teacher Lenia. And she know how to make classes fun, and she helped me find the enthusiasm to learn English. Okay. For my languages strategy, this brings me to my second part. I want to tell you about two things that worked for me. For one thing, no matter if I'm driving or do housework, I like to listen to the radio. For example, NPR and BBC. Another point, I recommend that learning English for 30 minutes every day. To illustrate read news or do vocabulary journals. Why do I say this? Because for my personal view that regular exercise is much better than long period of learning. So that's two things worked for me. Okay, let's move on to my third part of speech. I want to share some top tips to learn a language quickly. I found it from the website called bbc.com. The reason why I choose this, because this website said don't be afraid to take a risk or make mistakes. And making mistakes means being ready to put yourself in potentially embarrassing situations. That can be scary, but it's the only way to develop and improve your language. the more often you do this, and the bigger progress learning language you will have. Okay. Finally, I want to conclude by saying that I think learning English is an important thing for me. I was enjoying learning English because I want to make new friends, and I want to speak well with my daughters, and now I plan to study healthcare at Cambridge. In the future, I might find a job. Although I had given up studying English before, it's never too late to learn a language as long as you are motivated. Okay, thank you.